morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Want to welcome you to another episode of the Home We Built, and we appreciate those that have been sending questions and comments. And one of those questions we're going to consider today, and I will just read that. The question goes like this: I'm a 15 years old and I was living with my parents at some point. I left home to my hands because of my parents' abusive character towards my siblings and I. Currently, there are two other of my senior siblings who still live with my parents. My father smokes cigarettes and marijuana, and I've observed the abuse of these substances to be responsible for how he maltreats us whenever he comes home. My mother is in support of my father's abusive behavior toward us, and perhaps it is because she sells alcoholic drinks as well. My older siblings are taken after our parents in many ways, more than one, and have dropped out of school, and this is now affecting me mentally, emotionally, physically, as my self-esteem among my friends has become altered and lowered. What can I do to help my family, especially my siblings? I think that's a very tough situation for anybody to be. She's 15. Okay. So we know the age. A teenager who lives in a home where the parents, the mom sell alcohol, the dad uses alcohol and marijuana, and the older siblings also, everybody. So more or less, he or she is alone. It seems as if he's the only one that thinks some of these things are not right. So what do we think about this?
There's this adage that, it is very easy for the person that is in the hole.
Okay, to pull
down,
into the hole.
down,
Yeah,
for you to
absolutely.
lift it.
Yes.
So because of our age, I would suggest that thank God that she's already living with her aunt. Let her remain there and be praying for them. We can see the manner in which parents' life can affect the life of their children. She said that the other siblings, they are already into the use of the substance. So because that is what they have seen their parents doing. So my own advice to her is she should just be praying, because she can't go there. There's nothing she can do. She's 15 years old. Except if she can approach some members of the family, like the aunts, to talk to. I know they must have talked to the parents severally. Except if she can approach, we don't know the country she is. Social worker would have been the best place to approach the government, and the government will be able to help the older siblings. But on her own part, there's nothing she can do than for her just to continuously talking to the older siblings and talk to the aunts, to be encouraging them. And if the opportunity comes for them to leave the house, they can leave the house.
What do you think?
No, I mean, this is the dysfunction, to the core, So this is definitely a very dysfunctional family. There's no family that is 100% functional. We are human, but this is very, very dysfunctional. And my heart reaches out to this young lady or man or whatever it is, but like Mrs. Akita said, she cannot help, unfortunately. Yeah. But I want to say on the bigger picture, this is the burden that parents, we tend to put on our children. Now, unknowingly, we are putting all these burdens on our children. This is just a child. A 15-year-old is a child, and she should be allowed to be a child, not carrying the burden of the family. This is too much for her, and that's why it's affecting her psychologically, physically. Her self-esteem is already deteriorating. Yes. She said it's been altered and lowered. For sure, there will be. She herself is wounded. She's wounded. She herself, she needs help. So not trying to. So I will advise. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying she. I'm just assuming that it's a lady. Like she needs to go find help for herself, not her family.
Mm.
You can't help someone who's they are already on the ground. They are already there, and if they are not ready to be helped, there's nothing you can do about it. But for this particular person that has sent in this question, the help is actually for yourself. Go look for help because you've been wounded. You are not loved. You are not loved the way you should be loved.
Mm-hmm.
You are not you are not being cared for the way you should be cared for. There is a need for you to check yourself in to either a counselor or therapist and focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Yes, your family is already dysfunctional, but focus on yourself, what you want in life, how in the midst of all of this turmoil, how can you be the best version of who God has called you to be? Because it's going to be hard. It is a hard work. It's unfortunate, but it's a hard work. The truth is that you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, even though I came from this background should not define me. So you can turn things around for yourself, but it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be hard work. You might have to cry, lots of, I say it's okay to cry, lots of tears, cry, mourn the loss, because you have to mourn the loss that your parents cannot parent you because they are in this situation. They cannot parent you. You have to mourn that, your siblings, your older siblings are already into it. Can you help them? I'll say no. You can't. You cannot help them. You look for the help for yourself and make choices that will be empowering for yourself, for your life, for your children and generations to come after you.
I think those two comments are quite on point. I'll just run this off by saying that it's very important for the person who's asking this question to know that, number one, it's not your fault. A lot of time people tend to, look at the situation because the parents made their decision, the sibling made their decision. A 15-year-old, don't carry too much burden than you can carry. So the first thing is self-preservation, making sure that she herself, she's fine. And just like the advice about getting help is very important. Focus on your own mental health. Focus on your own emotional health at this time. Because once your emotional health, mental health goes, you see, there's nothing she can do.
No.
So don't blame yourself. Look for help in the right places. So the second point I was going to mention was that things like addiction, and because, when you look at the situation, people should always try not to get anything that controls your life. It's not good. People start drinking. It's always going to start with one bottle, then 2 bottles. They start taking marijuana. They are trying to experiment. They say, oh, no, I just want to see the way it feels. And then they get trapped. And once they get trapped, it can change in the generation forever. So I just want to sound a note of warning. People want to try things. People want to say, oh, yeah, what's this all about? And people try it and they get stuck. And then it affects the father, the mother, the children. And the person asking this question, make sure you are not trapped. And it's good for you that you are not with them, you're with your hand, which is, trying to not be in that situation. And try to save yourself first. Try to get all the help you need. Try to be okay. It's when you are okay that you can actually say, okay, I'm trying to help other people.